So you're thinking about buying an Alfa Romeo Giulia, but you're a little apathetic from a few rumors you've heard. Well, today, we're setting the record straight. In today's video, we will be going over the top 10 biggest myths about the Alfa Romeo Giulia, and I'll be doing my best to debunk every single one of them. Without further ado, guys, welcome to my channel, and let's get this video started. Alright, myth number 1. Alfa Romeos are unreliable. Now let's get this one out of the way first. It's the king of cliches. People will hear the name Alfa and immediately imagine tow trucks and flaming dashboards. But this just isn't true. Yes, the early Giulias might have had a few issues, but by 2020, Alfa had ironed out most of the kinks that were wrong with this car. Mine, both the 2017 and the 2023 that I've owned, have been solid and not given me any single issue. I've had no catastrophic failures, no demonic possessions in the ECU, just regular maintenance and a car that's put a smile on my face for as long as I've driven it. Myth number 2. No one daily drives these cars. They can't be driven on a daily basis. Well, apparently Giulia's only come out on the weekends to do espresso runs or pose on a scenic overlook. Meanwhile, mine's sitting in traffic, dodging potholes, and surviving the snow like a champ. Guys, in reality, these cars are perfectly daily drivable. Has comfortable seats, adaptive suspension, usable trunk space. This car isn't just for Instagram, it's for real life. My car has seen all sorts of conditions, and I've beaten the crap out of it between hard driving, snow driving, all sorts of different inclement weather conditions, and this thing has taken it like a champ. I put thousands of miles on these cars and been driving them for the past 4 years, and I would not have any other vehicle in my fleet as a daily driver than my Giulia. Myth number 3. They depreciate like falling pianos. Well, while yes, Alfas drop in value, so does everything else that's not a Ferrari F40 or a Pagani Zonda. In reality, the Giulia depreciates about the same as its competitors, like the BMW 3 Series or the Audi A4, and in fact, is sometimes a better deal than both of those cars together. If you were to buy a Giulia pre-owned, hey, the depreciation already does the hard work for you, making these cars a steal. But to say that they depreciate crazily more than other cars is just plain wrong. Myth number 4. The Giulia can't be modified as there's not a lot of aftermarket support for it. And while it may not be a BMW where you can slap on a downpipe intake and a tune and get 700 horsepower, there is a growing aftermarket for these cars. Piggyback tunes, downpipes, carbon aero, suspension upgrades. While it's not maybe BMW or Civic level of upgradings, it's out there and it's growing, and you can make these cars customized and personalized and even faster than they come from the factory. Myth number 5. You can't take an Alfa Romeo to a regular mechanic. While some people like to believe that you need to fly in a factory-trained Alpha Monkey from Modena just to do an oil change, that's not true. Most of the maintenance on the Giulia, like oil, the brakes, the filters, the suspension, is completely standard stuff. Any competent Euro-friendly shop could handle the job and do it cheaper than the dealer, and there's nothing stopping a skilled DIYer with a wrench and a little bit of confidence from doing it themselves. That's the beauty of this Giulia. It's just like any other European competitor. You can work on it yourself, tune it up, and be going on the road with a smile on your face in no time. Myth number 6. Alfa Romeo is too niche of a brand to survive, and they probably won't even be around in the next 5 years. Now, I love that every year someone predicts Alfa's death like a Game of Thrones character. But here's the harsh reality. While Alfa's history may have had its ups and downs, they're now owned by Stellantis, the 4th largest car maker in the world. With new models like the Tonale coming out and plans for electrification in the future, I have a feeling that they're not going anywhere. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll see, but Alfa is definitely going to be around for years to come. Myth number 7. Only Italian car nerds buy these kinds of cars. Well, apparently now you need a degree in Italian engineering and a Vespa to own one. And while I might fit that bill, that's not necessarily true. People buy Giulias because they want something different. They're sick of seeing a BMW, an Audi, a Mercedes at every intersection they go to. So for them, it's not just about being a car nerd, it's about having a different taste. People want something unique and special on the road, and that's what the Giulia provides. So while I might fit the bill of being your stereotypical Italian owning an Italian car, you don't have to be a car nerd to buy one of these Giulias. If you have good taste and you want something different, then this is the perfect car for you. Myth number 8. These cars are hard to own, expensive to maintain, and impossible to get parts for, God forbid something goes wrong. Well, that's not true. No, you don't have to smuggle parts from Italy in your suitcase to get one of these things up and running. Places like eBay, forums, dealers, all of these places have different accessibility for parts and for information for these cars that make them really easy to take care of and to own and fix up if something were to go wrong. Now, like I said before, these things are pretty reliable and bulletproof. So you drive them, you get standard maintenance, which yes, can be a little pricey, but if you're comparing it to its competitors like BMWs, Audis, it's going to be no more expensive than those vehicles. So sure, it's not as easy as finding a Civic alternator at Walmart, but it's not exotic level painful either. These cars are relatively easy to own and maintain, and they're not as expensive as you would think. Myth number 9. The Giulia is basically just a Ferrari with 4 doors, right? Well, yes and no. Yes, because Ferrari engineers definitely had their input on the Giulia. First of all, the design was designed by a man that used to work for Ferrari and designed the 458. So that's why there's no denying the Giulia's unique beauty. However, the Giulia is not all Ferrari. The chassis, the Giorgio platform, everything that the Giulia is really founded on is specific to Alfa Romeo. Now, while the Quadrifoglio might have a Ferrari engine just with 2 cylinders chopped off of it, it doesn't make it a Ferrari with 4 doors. The Giulia is different and unique, and as much as it's Ferrari inspired and Italian and passionate, it's not quite the same as an F8 just with cup holders. The Giulia is a very different performance sedan, and it's special and unique that brings that Italian flair but differentiates itself from its bigger brother, Ferrari. And lastly, our final myth. Myth number 10. The Quadrifoglio is the only version of the Giulia worth owning. And while I agree that the Quadrifoglio is a special beast and it's in a league of its own compared to other Giulias, the base and veloce trims of the car have so much still to offer. The base 280 horsepower engine is punchy, is fast, the chassis is still the same, and you still get that perfect 50-50 weight distribution with amazing steering, meaning that this car is still fun to drive on a daily basis, it's still dynamically capable, and actually the base version is probably the better one to daily drive and to live with on a daily basis, as you can option the all-wheel drive, and it'll be a little bit cheaper to work on and maintain compared to the Quadrifoglio. So if you think that the Quadrifoglio is the only one that's worth having, I'm telling you, you gotta hop into one of the other base model Giulias and you'll be surprised by just how much of that spunk and performance that the base ones carry over from the Quadrifoglio. Alright, that's going to be the end of today's video. Those were the top 10 biggest myths about Alfa Romeos, especially the Giulia, debunked by its owner. Let me know if I missed any myths, or have you guys heard a worse take about Alfa Romeos? Drop it in the comments down below and I'll be sure to check it out. And guys, if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome car content. I thank you guys so much for your support. We're so close to 3K subscribers, and I can't wait to see you guys again in the next video. Thanks for watching, and peace out.